Test, test. Oh, cool.
Yo, yo.
Yo.
Yes. How's it going, man?
Yeah, good, man. Sorry to keep you waiting. I gotta
It's all
set up
good.
my whole thing, you know. Took me a little bit.
Yeah, I've got a better setup today.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've got the instrument mic down here.
Oh, cool. All right, nice.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. What kind did you get? Oh, that's the one you had, right?
Yeah, it's the Audio Technica. Check.
Yeah, I'm
I
drinking.
can hear myself.
I'm
Tight.
drinking. Cheers.
Yeah. What you got?
It's like a hard seltzer with orange juice in it.
Nice. Cheers.
Cheers.
Prost. Yeah, so what were your thoughts on watching that shit?
Oh shit! You know, I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched like a clip.
Yeah.
I was gonna watch that before we did this, but I forgot. I ended up doing 5 hours worth of yard work today. I didn't know it was gonna take me that long.
Yeah. All good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of just edit it and see what the process of editing would be like, how long it might take,
Mm-hmm.
and like what use it would be. Like, you know, we've talked about it being a documentary, or you know,
Mm-hmm.
just stacking up the footage, or making it into a week, a release or something like a podcast
Right.
or a vodcast or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it was interesting looking back at it and seeing, like, I really like the talking sections,
Okay.
like because like
Like this, like what we're doing right now.
yeah, exactly, like
Yeah.
where we're kind of catching up, and then we're kind of talking about. It's sort of like got three different possible purposes. Like we can use it as a reference to learn the songs, listen back and like. We can, use it as a reference for learning songs. We can use it as a possible promotional thing to get people to follow along, like you've been saying, or a documentary type thing. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it would be necessary to have people follow along,
Yeah.
but I like it for a documentary.
Hmm.
I like that idea. And it's great to have as a reference. I mean, if these are just files in our drive, we just way more efficient,
Right. Yeah.
and organized. So either way, it's good.
Yeah, totally.
And I don't think we really need to make a big decision yet. I just think it's kind of cool to be able to record it. We're always waxing nostalgic anyway. Here we are recording it live.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No big pressure from me anyway to figure out next steps. But I don't see any harm in collecting this in case we do decide to turn it into something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at times when I was watching it, I was thinking like, oh, this would be actually kind of a cool thing to,
Mm-hmm.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. Like, this could actually be a cool thing if people were actually were
Oh, like a
interested.
podcast? Yeah, totally.
Yeah, or whatever. Then some of the music performances were like actually compelling, and then some of them were like super rough, and we're like, I don't want anybody to see that.
Okay, yeah.
But some were like cool enough that it'd be like, that's a nice little clip,
Okay.
So anyway, that's just.
I mean, we could. I mean, how long did it take you to edit it and all that? Like, what do you have bandwidth wise that you would be down to do weekly? Like what scenario would appeal to you there? If that was just spitballing.
I mean, the original, like the first few times are always going to take longer. Like I think we could get it if we got it down and we get sort of our process down and we start miking it better and better and and we don't. It depends on how long we record. That's another thing. Is like, are we more capturing the conversations, or are we trying to capture good performances? Is it more, it kind of depends on the strategy. And, if we like are just sort of recording the conversations and kind of skip over and then like we could record the performances just a reference, but they're not necessarily meant to be going in podcast or whatever, unless they're really good. It just all kind of depends, but a couple hours, if we kind of really get things down, And I didn't have to spend a ton of time messing with the audio and mixing things, and didn't have 3 hours of footage every week, or it just kind of all depends on how we do it. But if we kind of streamlined it and I got the process streamlined, it'd be a couple hours.
Okay.
2-3 hours, which isn't that bad.
Okay.
What I did last time was I had a shitload of clips. Like I stopped and started the recording like 16 times.
Mm-hmm.
So that meant a lot of extra work.
Mm.
We only have X number of hours for the $20. Like,
oh, okay.
They charge by how many hours of recording you get. So if we got more it would be a lot easier to edit if I could just like let it roll, and that would just make the editing a lot easier because I wouldn't have to do things to each 16 different clips. I could just like...
Oh, I see. I was wondering why we kept stopping and starting. Yeah, okay. So that's just how we have to do it, given the thing what we're paying for. You got my $10, right?
Yeah, thanks.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I was trying to save time on like how much recording time we have, and also like hard drive space, But anyway, those are some of my thoughts.
Cool.
What have you been doing this week? You said you had a prolific week.
Well, I mean, most of it I uploaded to the drive. So I worked on those songs in particular, and I was hoping today, man. I wanted to spend the whole day. I got this tab book, and I'm so stoked about it. It's Neil Young Harvest.
Nice.
This one.
Oh yeah.
And it's the I don't know if you can see it, the recorded guitar version.
Huh.
It's not the easy tab. So
Yeah.
I've just been listening to that on repeat, that album, for the last 2 weeks, and now I'm just going to learn the fucking shit out of every one of those songs. It's going to be awesome.
Nice.
So I thought I was going to do that today, but I just spent 5 hours fucking on the lawn, which needed it. But it's like, can't win, man. It's like so hard to get ahead, But I had a great week at work. It was really great, so things are rolling there. I mean, I'm a month in, and I already booked a sales appointment, and that's a big deal because, I mean, if they're into the model, I could sell them something, and get a commission, which could take like another 3 months to get everything done. But I mean, the whole process of getting somebody to buy something is long, like 4 to 6 months. So
yeah.
I'm working on it, which is great, and I'm getting like some systems in place to help me generate leads. And that's what I need, because I need people to talk to about what I do, and hopefully they're into it, and then they want to work with me, and then they buy something. That's when I make money.
Right.
So that's a long process, and I'm pretty tired from that. But I feel like another month of grinding, getting the momentum going and shit, and then keep doing what we're doing. I just want to be able to. I think it's great the drive, because that as soon as I do a voice memo, I put it up. And then now, like today, I was hoping we could kind of look back at those and maybe solidify some stuff. I don't know if you listen to anything, but if not, I'll be able to. Last week I struggled because I had written parts during the week, but I couldn't find them on my damn phone. But now they're right there, so it's
nice.
progress. Yeah, it's progress. I mean, I wish I was progressing more. I mean, I wish it was like when we started during COVID and shit, and I was just doing this, but. I would really love to have some content that I can promote us with, like I'm doing with the real estate.
Right.
Ideally, that's kind of what I have in mind. I want to just get people bought into like what I'm doing. Like what I've been doing on Facebook. I don't know if you're watching what I'm doing on Facebook, but I'm just, I'm never on fucking Facebook, and a lot of that had to do with the fact that I didn't have time with my old job, but also because I'm just like a little. I'm not really like a reaching out type of dude. I'm more like watching stuff, or like I'll show something every once in a while. But now I'm trying to like get some buy-in for what I'm doing, and I really want this to be a part of what I'm doing. I want it to be part of my story, like you and me, like making a band, and it's fucking sick, and I'm so stoked about it. So, it'd be nice to have something, and I don't think there's any harm in it, because I think the songs that we're writing are badass, and I think that people are gonna like them. So, I'm not worried about that. But knock on wood here, I just made myself worried.
I'm a little bit gun shy when it comes to all the self-promotion. I did, after doing Zelensky and Bootlegger and going down that road for a long time, and
how'd that work out?
And doing a Kickstarter, and it's just it's gross.
It's gross, you said?
Yeah, sometimes it's fun and like it's cool when people get excited about it, but you know, what choice do you have? You have to, especially when you're starting at the bottom, like you got to, otherwise nobody's going to know that we're doing anything.
Right. I mean, I don't intend to just stay with our friends and family.
Right.
You know, a project like this, I want like, for example, whenever I post about music on my Facebook, I get like maybe a like. Nothing.
Right.
You know, but if I post like a picture of me happy that I got a shuffleboard, I get like 15 likes. Or like me happy that I booked a sales appointment, I get like fucking 60 likes. You know, it's stupid. But if I post something about a song, nobody gives a fuck. You know, people don't give a fuck about music, dude. So for me, it's like I make these playlists, and it's stuff that I love, and it's stuff that I've found over the course of the last 3 months. I do it quarterly. And I decided, okay, I'm going to start posting these on Facebook and, you know, wherever, like Instagram or something, and just like try and build a following. You know, and it's not so much about promotion. It's just more about finding people who are like me that like what I like. And then I can fucking have like a really cool core group of people that are into what I'm into, you know, and then we can kind of like, and then it's like having a community. That's what I'm trying to build. Like community of people who like what I'm doing in real estate, and a community of people who like what I'm doing in music, and fuck everybody else, you know, like, and it doesn't have to be like, oh, you know, if you're, you know, I think we started our own musician page, and we ask our friends to like it, you know, and we every time we're excited about something, we feed it to the friends, and they're excited, and then the more and more that they hear it, the more and more they'll be about it. But I don't care. I'm not trying to build with friends and family. I'm trying to build with people that like what we're doing, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So for me, you know, and I would like to play shows with you. You know, I would like to have followers and people who are into what we're doing, and I'd like to be part of a network of people who are also doing awesome shit. You know, so I think that's a cool way to start, and we may as well start now. You know, like that podcast Startup. Did you listen to that?
I haven't heard of Startup. No.
You haven't heard of that? It's basically what we're doing. I mean, it's the guy who started Gimlet. I think we talked about it before. The guy who started Gimlet, when he started it, he was still a producer at This American Life, and the way he started it was by making a podcast. And he's like, I don't know what I'm going to call this thing that I'm doing, but here we go, you know, and it's going to be a podcast network, and it's going to be, you know, kind of like This American Life, but I think he was like some money guy on NPR too, so he was into like business, you know. And so he just, through the course of a season of a podcast, it went from this kind of concept to becoming the network Gimlet, and he got a round of funding, you know, and he went and he took everybody through the whole process of it. It's really cool, you know. So I think we have an intention, and you know, we're progressing every week, so it'd be kind of fun to have people follow along, people who are into it.
I listen to multiple Gimlet podcasts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You listen to Heavyweight?
Yeah, I like that.
I love Heavyweight, man.
Yeah, it's a cool one.
Favorite.
What's that guy's name? That he's eccentric.
Jonathan Goldstein.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
It's cool.
He's kind of like
every episode ends up being like a tearjerker by the end. Like,
oh, right. Yeah.
I love how he delivers. Like every single one. By the end, like there's always some like heavy thing that happens that's like just gets you, pulls you by the heartstrings every time. You
know, another reason why I'm really about Neil Young, and I don't know if you have been looking at the stuff that I've been adding to the whiteboard, but basically, have you noticed?
Yeah.
You're pulling it up?
Under the
cool.
song ideas, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Let me pull it up too.
Yeah, I listened to some American Dream this week. Harvest I know really well.
I was thinking you probably did.
Yeah.
Did you grow up on that shit?
When I lived in Colorado.
Oh, okay, cool. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I love that album.
Man, I just totally missed it. I don't know.
Yeah, so good.
I got into it when I watched that show Laurel Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about people who grew up, or like all the artists that gravitated towards Laurel Canyon.
Yeah, yeah.
And it covers
Jacob Dylan documentary.
Might be.
Oh wait, no, I don't
recall.
Else. I'm thinking of Echo in the Canyon.
It's it's like a HBO show or something like that.
Okay,
but it's a doc. So it just talks about all that, and it talks about Buffalo Springfield and Neil Young, and you know, Neil Young kind of branching off and doing his own thing. And then I'm listening to this album, and I'm listening to all the different styles of music. And actually, the first band I got really into. Oh no. Okay, so before I watched Laurel Canyon, I watched a documentary on Eric Clapton. Remember I talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I got into Blind Faith, the band that he did. I can't remember where it's at in the chronology, but it's around the time of Cream, maybe right after, or no, it was like between Cream and the first band he was in, I think. And they got the song "Presence of the Lord." Have you ever heard that song?
No.
It's fucking amazing. So then that song was just like, holy shit! Like, what other music did I miss from the '70s? You know, because the shit that I know is all whatever was pop at the time. You know, and I love all that like '70s classic rock, and it was a great era for pop music. But just like every, you know, time there's a big pop movement, there's also a huge thriving indie scene, and I think that's what's happening now with pop music. We can table that, but
Yeah.
So what I liked about Neil Young is he was in Buffalo Springfield, and they were like, you know, let's be pop stars, you know. And I was listening to one of their albums that Neil Young was on. He's got that song "Mr. Soul." You ever heard that Buffalo Springfield song?
No.
It's so fucking good, dude. Anyway, so I listened to that. So, let me think. It's like, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like Rolling Stones, where it's like. I don't know if you heard that. Well, hello, Mr. Soda, drop by to bring up a reason. And it's just like this sick song that's like comes from Neil Young's like fucking soul, you know? It's so great. And the next song sounds like the Grateful Dead. And the next song sounds like the Beatles. And the next song. So Neil Young had to quit that band, you know, because he wasn't a pop guy. And then he goes on a couple years later, writes Harvest, and I looked that up. That was the biggest selling album of that year. You know, and to me, what that says is like, we just need to be ourselves and write whatever the fuck we want, you know?
Right.
And that's what Neil Young did. He wanted Buffalo Springfield to play country, and they're like, no, we're going to play pop music. And I think they just tussled for a while, and he had enough, you know?
Yeah.
Then he went off and he wrote Harvest, which when I listen to it, it's hard to put my finger on it. I mean, you can just hear a lot of influence in there, but I wouldn't call it a country album. I wouldn't call it necessarily classic rock or folk or whatever. It's just got like all these different influences. It's fucking Neil Young, dude. You know? Yeah. It's just like, you know, we kind of grapple with our sound and say, you know, I mean, you know, you got a little bit of reggae, like Sublime kind of thing going on. I got like indie rock, like heavy ass indie rock, you know, and like where is like kind of the middle point or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, I think that we'll find it. I think we'll find like a sound, and I think it'll be eclectic and diverse, and I think that's cool. That's why I'm adding songs that kind of remind me of that, like these Beck songs, like some of them, you know, or that Beatles song I was trying to find. I think it might be "She's So Heavy." That was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Where it's got like a dark part and then it's got like a happy part, and then there's a Zeppelin song that's kind of like that. But
played some drums today, and I thought of I didn't put it on the whiteboard yet, but a Beatles song. I don't think we have a Beatles song on there yet, but I think it's my favorite Ringo drum part, which he's
cool.
Probably my favorite drummer. But
okay,
I never played it until today. It was so much fun. Every time I'm trying to do a fill in any song ever, I'm thinking of this song.
Totally.
It's She Said.
Okay.
She said, dun, 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 who put all those thoughts in your head? Dun, 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 but she's making me feel like I've never been born. It's on, I think it's on Revolver.
Okay.
God, I love his drum fills on that song, and there's this crash cymbal. Like he plays just this one crash cymbal. It's like it's the best sounding crash cymbal ever, and he's just like leans on it this whole fucking song. It's so good.
Sick. Ringo is a badass drummer, man.
It's so good, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I like what you said a few weeks ago, and we're just saying right there about because I was worried about like how is this even gonna mix with like my songs and your songs don't sound anything alike. We're switching instruments. Like how is this even one band? Yeah. And you're like, that's what's cool about it. I'm like, I like that answer. That's a great answer. Fuck it.
Cool, dude. Well, I'm happy because I've been worried about that. I've honestly had anxiety about that you know, since we had that conversation.
Anxiety about me being worried about it, or anxiety? Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Like, I was just kind of worried, you know, like where your head's at and stuff.
No, I liked your response to the stuff I brought up. Cool. Yeah, because I like things that are weird, and that could even be, you know,
whatever, like a gimmick or something of like, oh, that's the band that has their songs sound completely different. Like they have two styles of songwriting. And
yeah, but it's not even. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that could. I mean, okay. So we watch The Voice. Eric and I. Do you watch The Voice?
No.
Yeah. So it's one of the
I've seen it
it's
before.
like American Idol or whatever. The thing is it turns out I actually respect John Legend.
Sure.
And
great.
and I liked him before, but a show like that, American Idol, set the tone for me, and it's just like, who are these people on this panel? It's like nobody I'd ever want to talk to. Like the basis of Journey, fuck that guy, like this asshole from England, fuck that guy. Like what the fuck has he done? Like he drives a Bentley or something, so he's done something. But we're just producing Britney Spears. Who gives a fuck? Like, he can go fuck himself. But like these guys on The Voice, it's different. They champion artistry and like creativity, and you feel the integrity in their direction. I'm talking about John Legend, and now Nick Jonas, surprisingly, is really kicking ass as a judge. He comes from like a place of integrity, I think, and then Kelly Clarkson, I'm kind of on the fence about her, and Blake Shelton is just like fucking wasted time. But he's a good character. He's like the character. He's like the old guy, But as far when a country is concerned, like pop country, he understands it like we understand rock. Like, oh, this band sounds like that band, and the band that they sound like actually sounds like this band, but those guys sound like this band. You know what I mean? Like we understand the chronology of the evolution of this sound, and so does Blake. So I respect it. But anyway, that's all besides the point. So, it feeds into this theory that I have now about pop music, that it's actually potentially going to disrupt the indie market because there's integrity inside of the songwriting of pop music now. And so I'm a little worried that the pop music maybe the bubble won't burst on it like it did when grunge broke through or EDM broke through or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, because it's such a fucking hodgepodge of genres. There's just no rules anymore. And these Gen Zs or whatever they are, they completely identify with music differently than we did. Like, everybody was a sellout, like fucking No Doubt's a sellout and blah, blah, blah. There's none of that with these kids. They're just like, go girl, you go, you do you be you. And it's all about like being yourself and chasing your dreams and stuff. And it's so cool, man. It's like finally some innovation has happened at like the highest level of songwriting in a way that I think could stick, So it feels like an evolution in society to me. However, I do think there's a lot of shit percolating underground, which is usually how pop music is disrupted, because the underground is just so much fucking cooler because everybody's been repressed, because pop music is just a copy of everything. It's like Nirvana happens. So okay, there's a particular sound that sells records. Sweet, let's find a million bands that sound just like it, because what that is there's a market that's created, right? So the market is grunge music. So initially Nirvana, like when the iPhone was made, there was only one smartphone, right? And then everybody made their own fucking smartphone. Now there's all these different smartphones, and they're all competing for the market, and the market is still the same size, or maybe it's like a little bit bigger because people understand the technology. And anyway, so the same thing happens in music. Grunge hits, and then it gets to the point where there's like Nickelback. And then it's just like, I'm going to throw up. I can't even turn on the radio without wanting to fucking throw up. It's disgusting. And then bands who play with Nirvana, like all these other bands, the Melvins and those guys. I mean, Nirvana tried to sound like the Melvins a little bit in the beginning, their first album, but then they found their own sound. And, everybody kind of finds their own lane, And I'm like losing my thought. But anyway, once that market gets saturated so hard and everything's such bullshit and just like a cookie cutter of everything else, then other things disrupt that market and create new markets like EDM, and then people go to that, right? I mean, that's my interpretation of it. And so what I'm saying is the market is evolving. When you add innovation into a market, then it can continue to grow.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is it might be okay for us, Ryan, to become pop artists and have integrity. You know what I'm saying? It's like on that level now where I might be okay with it because I actually respect some of the shit these pop artists are saying, which is insane for me to even have said out loud while recording. I mean, I never would have expected that. You know what? I like the fact that we're both in our 40s,
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, I'm not saying we try and do that or anything, but I'm open to it, because why not? Like, spend 5 years grinding super hard with real estate, get out, and then you and I just go for it and see what happens or whatever. Fuck, that'd be super fun.
Yeah.
If I got properties cash flowing for me and I can go out and chase another dream, I'll be all about it.
Man, pop music, that's such an elusive label. I mean, that could mean Britney Spears, or it could mean the Beatles. Like, there's so much in between.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, what does it even mean?
Yeah.
There's the pop chart. I mean, labels in general are just basically bullshit. I mean, I just want to make our music. We just do our thing, and hopefully we get people to like it. I'd love to play shows, and I want people beyond my friends and family to get into it.
Cool.
I want strangers to get into
Hell yeah.
my creative things. I'm tired of trying to promote shit to people that know me.
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah, let's do it.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, dude, this sales job has really opened my eyes. I spent the last 5 years trying to sell real estate to friends and family. It got me nowhere, And here I am just reaching out to people who are actually interested in real estate. I'm booking a meeting, in a month.
Right.
So it's just like all the agents in my office say the same thing. It's like, you're going to be beating your head against the wall. You're going to be like, Dad or whatever, why don't you want to fucking invest in real estate? Like, listen to me. This is insane. This is the amount of money you can make. You've got it in the bank. Let's do it. Let's go. It's like so infuriating. You just want to pull your hair out. And a lot of times just a waste of your time,
Yeah.
To go down that road.
Well, and it's cool that we have this Venn diagram of the stuff you like and the stuff I like. There's a lot that we share, like stuff I like that you don't like, and vice versa. But we have a huge amount in common that like is our favorite stuff that we both like.
Yep.
And a lot of stuff that you introduced me to. I don't know if I introduced you to very many things, but you introduced me to a ton of stuff way back. Like, I mean, there's a Sonic Youth, Breeders. I mean, there's a Pavement. I'm pretty sure all that stuff came through you.
Did you show me Muse or did I show you Muse? I don't remember. It was around the time that I showed you.
I might have shown you
bands.
Muse. That might be one.
Cool.
I got one.
Yeah. You showed me Muse.
Most of the indie rock stuff, I had no clue coming from Macomb, and my brother introduced me to like Guns N' Roses.
Yeah,
that was his contribution.
That's cool.
So yeah, I didn't know any of that stuff. So yeah, we've got a ton of stuff. Like our covers list is one of my favorite things.
Let me look at
these like deep cuts. Is so great.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I added one. I don't know if you saw it on there.
Let me see.
I added a Nirvana song.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which I think you'll be amused by.
The money will roll right in?
Yeah, I think it's the one we heard at that bar in Seattle.
Hell yeah.
It's like the most obscure Nirvana song of all time.
Awesome.
I don't think they never even recorded it. It's just live.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
We both heard it. We're like, "Is this Nirvana?"
Right?
That
might be that might be the only time I've ever heard that song. To be honest with you,
man.
I can't remember if I'd heard it before. I mean, I thought I heard every single Nirvana song, but because I used to go to the record store and buy the imports and stuff.
Yeah, I've only seen it. They played it at I think at Reading Festival, and then I saw them play it on YouTube. They're playing it with like Mudhoney.
Huh. That's awesome.
What's his name from Mudhoney singing it? Mark Arm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our covers list is awesome.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm really proud.
Did you see the Fugazi song that I added? Looks like you did.
Yeah. What? I don't think I knew that one.
You'll know it when you hear it.
Okay.
It is basically, I think that song is really, really important in terms of influencing me and what I wrote, like especially during that time when we were jamming with Allison Poole and stuff like that, because it just it's kind of like the perfect song to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even think of how it goes right now, but
Fugazi, that's
when
another
I heard
one
it this last week. What's that?
I think you introduced me to Fugazi as well. That's another.
Oh, okay, there you go. That's cool. Well, I mean, you like it though. You liked it all, That's great.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't pick up every single band, but
yeah,
like Blonde Redhead. I remember like you liked, which I never picked them up. But what's the one from Olympia? with Carrie Brownstein in it.
Oh yeah, Slater Kenny.
Slater Kenny. I remember. Yeah, I
guys
just
are awesome.
remember your like burned CD collection. You know.
Oh yeah. Back in the day.
Yeah, Built to Spill.
Yeah.
All that shit.
I'm gonna play a little bit of this song. See if you remember it.
Which one?
Fugazi Target. It's on Red Medicine. It's just like even that little interval thing that I like to play is in there, you know.
Huh. Oh, so that was like a big influence on around the Allison Pool time?
Yeah, I think it probably was. I think that, I mean, I've been into them. I probably found them in high school, to be honest with you, because I know I listened to End Hits. That's in my might have been maybe early, like the first semester of freshman year, because that's like Liam influenced me a lot, indie wise. Remember Liam McHugh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got me into.
He's probably Scottish.
Yeah, probably, huh? He got me into some stuff. That might have been one of them. I can't remember.
I remember at Western you had a Sonic Youth poster on your wall, like the black and white drawing of like we killed our parents and then we hit the road. That one.
Well, yeah, maybe. I know I had the Experimental Jet Set Trash and No Star, which was a black and white picture of them in an alley or something. Yeah. And I have not been able to. I searched for that poster recently, and I don't even think it exists anymore. It's such a bummer.
That's funny.
It's such a badass. But when I was searching for it, I found this family portrait of Kim and Thurston that I hung on my wall instead. And when their marriage ended, that was like really hard for me.
Yeah,
it was really hard for me, man. It was like my parents, my indie godparents getting divorced or something like that. You thought that they would never, and then it turns out he like fucked the nanny or some douchebag thing. Like, what a piece of shit.
Of course.
God. Kim is in her 60s, dating somebody in his 30s.
Really?
She is just like that woman. She's something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you? I saw them once at the pageant. I'm assuming you were there too.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Okay. I think I've only seen them once.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure I was there.
Yeah.
What year was it? Do you remember?
Probably 03.
03, okay.
Gosh, maybe 02. I don't know. Well, they came out with that Murray Street album around that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or actually, was that later? I don't know.
And, it was the Nurse one, maybe Sonic Nurse.
Okay.
With Rather Ripped. I think that might have been around that time. I don't know. I was really into him in high school and like in college, and they're like a huge influence. That's kind of where that stuff, like more influences of how I would play guitar when you and I were jamming, kind of along those Sonic Youth lines, you know. Which is another reason why I like, I'm playing primarily on acoustic right now, and I'm just letting myself write without trying to be like Johnny Greenwood or something, you know.
Right.
Or Lee Ronaldo or Thurston Moore. Or Stephen Malcolmus, you know, like innovating on guitar is cool and I like it, but really it comes down to the song for me, you know. And but I still want to make it like a little weird, you know, like this part that I added in "Durrrty." I think it's so fucking cool, dude. I started writing it a little bit last week, but it's like it starts up. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
You know, just like really like fucking with that. But my original idea was maybe not have the little hammer on and off thing be in time, but have it be a little bit off and a little bit faster, so it could turn into its own chord progression. You know, and then the song kind of devolves and heads in a different direction. You know, which is something we can explore, but. For the purpose of time, I just kind of made it a part. Like it starts out with it and kind of goes back to it, and I just kind of made "Durrrty" like more of that kind of acoustic.
Yeah.
You know, and then I just kind of. You know, so it just kind of it keeps with that kind of like where like the verse is just like always chugging along. It's like halftime or something. Just, you know, like a breath. and then like. Kind of like even like Satari or something, you know, just kind of like I'm bending it, and it's kind of like getting a little bit chromatic and weird, but bringing it back, you know, like, you know, and then like back into that, you know.
Yeah. Nice. I really like the second version of Durrrty you played in the video we did last time. That had like just the structure starting to come together, and you go it's really getting there, and the vocals are sounding good.
Yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm so happy you had me make that into something. I would have just thrown it away. You know, that's like one of those things. Could that little part right there, that the main part around Durrrty, I just figure that's kind of like a throwaway little riff. You know.
Right.
You know, that's been written like 14,000 million times probably. Like that
Sure.
exact progression, but I don't give a fuck anymore.
No,
like it just came out of me, so let's go with it and see what happens.
Yeah.
I love it, man. It's like very liberating.
Well, and after a couple weeks ago, we was talking about, is this one band? Is it two bands? The one thing that made me think it was one was I was thinking back, like a lot of these songs that I'm playing. And the ones you're playing, like these go back to that time. These go back to 04, 05.
Yeah.
Us playing like Toss Your Hair, La Cienega, The Dark Night. 3, 4, 5 of these songs are from us playing in Allison Pool, and like, so like these songs belong to that band in a big way. Like I tried to introduce them to different bands over time, and it never really stuck.
Yeah.
I mean, but the Allison Pool is about as close as it ever got.
Yeah.
Anchors played La Cienega. I got them to work that into a song, but
did you ever do that live?
Yeah, we played La Cienega live 2 or 3 times.
That would've been awesome, I bet.
I've got that recorded. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
I found some old practice tapes. I've been going through Anchor's practice tapes, and I found the one where we like come up with the La Cienega.
No way.
I found the tape where that happens organically in practice.
Yeah.
It's really great. I love that.
Cool.
But yeah, what do you
awesome.
think you want to do as far as practicing or playing stuff or working on stuff?
Do you want to try and like learn one of these covers? Do you want to play some drums or guitar or something?
Yeah, drums I can't do with this setup. I mean, I could, because it's in the other room, but
we could do Going Blind. I bet that would be fun. Do you know that? Do you remember that song, Going Blind?
No, I listened to it this week, but I haven't heard
it. Wasn't
I
familiar
don't
to you?
know it
Okay,
yet.
forget it. We could do XYU. I guess that'd be easy.
You know what we could do is like we could do XYU, and I could sing along. Like if you take your headphones off,
yeah,
so you won't hear me screwing you up, but I'll sing along to you.
Okay.
And in the recording, I could sync it together.
Well, let's chart it out real quick.
XYU?
Yeah, because it's pretty much just that same chord progression, I think.
Yeah, I got the lyrics on here.
Okay, cool. Oh, you know, I paid for a Guitar Tab app.
Huh.
It's hopefully it's on there.
She couldn't run away 'cause she was crazy. She gave it all away. She saw a baby break, and in the air it hung that she was dull razors. And I said, wanna fill you up, I wanna break you, I wanna give you up from one another. Another one should come to one another. No one should come between us. Still I was lonely, and she was by my side, my one and only, knows that to hide. I couldn't feel her, and it was just a game, 'cause I was lonely and she was crazy. Kaboom, boom. Now take that. Just a bit of this, 'cause I'm a watcher, and I'm a doer of none, come to save you, 'cause you're all mine. I where I can feel, I feel where I can hurt, I know where I can know, I bleed for me and mine. Kaboom! Rat-a-tat! That's some good old bliss, 'cause I'm a sister, and I'm a motherfucker. I'm made of shamrocks, I'm made of stern stuff. I am never enough, I am the forgotten child. And I said, I wanna fill you up.
Bridge? I don't know.
Between us and our love, Mary had a little lamb, her face was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, I was sure to go. Mary's got a problem. Mary's not a stupid girl, Mary's got some deep shit. Sure to go everywhere. Stupid. Got a problem.
This is the thing that, like, to that point about like the world, you know, I'm just fucking around with harmonics, like basic harmonics. That every guitar player will know what I'm doing, you know, if they know. But this is so much fun, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah, fuck it.
Very rhythmic, you know. You can like build a whole like little song around it, you know, and just like it's just like so much fun.
Yeah.
You know, I could just add a little like note here and there, build a little melody, you know, and just kind of keep with that little vibe, you know, and just groove. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Just to, like, and then all I'm doing is just playing harmonics on the 12th fret and 7th fret.
Reminds me of that arpeggiator song, right?
Ah.
I used to love that song. Like,
wait. Yeah, I was listening to that today. It's on. I think it's on End Hits.
I think when I saw them when we saw them in Colombia, that song stuck out more than any other song. I think I recognized it.
I think it's an instrumental.
Yeah.
Do you know why they call it an arpeggiator?
Why?
Look at my left hand.
Is it just B7?
It's E major. It's just a picking pattern.
Nice. That'd be fun to play.
We did it back in the day. You and I would
Did we?
just jam out on it. Yeah, I was thinking about adding it to the list just because we've done it before.
I don't know. That song, I think it was the first Fugazi song that I really got into.
Yeah, let's play that one. Are you down?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Yeah, I don't think there's any lyrics. But yeah, no, to your point, I mean, the bass, I remember when the bass became an instrument and like Les Claypool and Flea and like all those guys were a big deal. And Chris Novoselic, you know, playing his cool little bass lines.
Yeah.
Oop.
Yeah.
You know. You weren't a good bass player unless you could put, like, throw one of those bass lines down
Right.
back in high school, you know.
Right. If Pixies are the godfathers, then Kim Deal
Oh, she's amazing.
is the fucking bass queen.
Yeah, I was listening to an interview with her today, actually.
What one?
It's actually, have you heard of the show Bullseye with Jesse Thorn?
No.
He's out of L.A., but he's on NPR. He's pretty good. He's kind of like a young Terry Gross, but he's around our age. He's probably maybe two years younger than me, you know.
Yeah.
So he just he interviews like he interviewed Kim Deal, you know, because she came out with title TK, the album that they toured on in Seattle that we went to the show for or whatever. And when that came out, she interviewed, and it just re-aired on NPR recently. But it's in a podcast.
Nice.
If you search for Bullseye, it's pretty cool. And she was talking about her whole history, you know, and you know how she used to write with her sister and play acoustic. And they're from a shit little town in Ohio, like Macomb, dude, like Morris.
Huh.
The
Wow.
breeders came out of Ohio.
Huh.
Crazy. She moved to. I was confused by her story because she either moved to L.A. or Boston and answered a personal ad, and that's how she got in the Pixies.
Yeah.
I think it was Boston.
I think they're out of Boston, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but it's so funny, dude. This is another point I wanted to bring up tonight. Is I'm going back and I'm revisiting these things to see what I missed, right? Like Presence of the Lord from Blind Faith, so fucking good, dude. And this Neil Young album, and then I was out doing the goddamn yard work today, and this song came on. I put like I did. You don't have Spotify, but they kind of have a version of Pandora where you can just pick a song and then they'll pick a playlist out of that song, or an artist or something like that. And they played this one song, and I was like, "What artist is this? Sounds so cool!" And it turns out it was Ween. You remember Ween?
I got tickets to see Ween this summer.
Oh no way! Cool. Where at?
Yeah, here in Seattle.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Ween song, but it's kind of like rocky or something. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'll just play it for you.
Ween is hilarious.
Yeah.
Just point your mic at the guitar.
Point it. Okay. I have to put the pin in the boom. I lost so I still have the Limp Dick mic right now.
Yeah.
Just gonna fall off on it.
Limp Dick Mike. That's one of our new songs.
Dick mic. There you go. Add it to the whiteboard.
That was my nickname back in junior high, Limp Dick Mike.
Yeah. It's Mike with a C, bitch. Alright, so
I just want to live on a snow route. I just want to live on a snow route. I don't want to lose you on a snow route. I don't want to lose you on a snow route. Touch me with your bowling ball, chompers coming down the hall. Tell me how to find you on the phone tree. Tell me how to find you with a phone tree. 'Cause it could be on a phone tree. Tell me how to find you with a phone tree. How about the golf clubs? Bath rubbed out, tone car phone, second home. Flashlight, string tie, first time Mr. Right. All I'm gonna need is a shoehorn. All I'm gonna need is a shoehorn. It's a tight squeeze with a shoehorn. It's a tight squeeze with a shoehorn. Mama doesn't care at all. Baby looking good in a scrunchie. Baby looking good in a scrunchie. Working up a sweat with a scrunchie. Working up a sweat with a scrunchie. Give it to your dream girl, leather jacket, yellow curls. Turnstile, shortlist, seatbelt, masochist. Calling card, top hat, jumper cables, cul-de-sac. I just wanna live on a snow route. I just wanna live on a snow route. I don't wanna lose you on a snow route. I don't wanna lose you on a snow route. Touch me with your bowling ball, chompers coming down the hall. Gem sock, salad spoon, roundabout, hunter's moon. Back road flare, tight roll underwear.
It's getting a little experimental at the end, but
Yeah,
trying to open up the A a little bit.
that's pretty cool.
Cool, man. I felt good. Can you hear the guitar? Okay, cool. I'm just going to put the mic kind of right here in the middle. That might be good because it's pointing over my guitar a little bit. You can't see the depth, but... Chugging along, I'm trying to be strong, but this road ain't got a hole. Drinking alone, I'm down at this hole. Thought I was grown. I guess this is grown. And I think you're dumb. With your golden thumb, you spit your wisdom like you got some. Lies. You fuck dirty.
What?
Lies. fuck me dirty. So it's kind of the rough, parts.
Holy shit! Wow, I didn't see the "fuck me dirty" part coming.
Dude, I took it a whole different thing. I wouldn't say you fuck me dirty, I don't think, but I just wanted you to get where I was going at with it,
Yeah.
But I was doing a what's that?
What's the line where you're like, "I think you're dumb"?
Yeah. With your golden thumb, spit your wisdom like you got some.
It's "I think you're dumb." That's the line.
Yeah. I don't know. I could fix it, but yeah.
No, it's funny. I like it.
Okay.
I think you're dumb. Oh, it cracked me up. Because you start with like sort of a da 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 da, and then you get loud, and you're like, "I think you're dumb."
Well, I mean, part of it was me talking to the server that got me fired,
Yeah.
and but she doesn't. She thinks I'm a dumbass. Maybe I don't think the wisdom part was her. I was thinking more about bar regulars that just talk your ear off, because it's kind of a scene. Like it's like a lonely night at my bar. There's maybe like 4 people at the bar, and then I got into the lies. You fuck me dirty. So I'll probably write more to that.
Yeah.
But I like the writing a song thing. I forgot about that. I like that verse.
It sounds like you're having a conversation with somebody, and then it's like then it bursts into the internal monologue of, "I think you're dumb."
Cool. All right. Nice. All right. That's
sudden,
what I'll keep it at. That's perfect, Ryan. Let's do it. That's perfect. Yeah, I'll just write like another 2 verses like that, just following that. That's awesome, man. Perfect.
It's good.
I like that song. I'm happy we made that into something.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really good. And it's the drum part. I'm excited about the drum part too.
Cool.
Because it can get it could get exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was figuring that might be a fun one for you to play. That's why I was thinking we could build that one out, and then, you have something to do. Write a cool part to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might take it into GarageBand and try to fuck around.
Well, I mean, I'll probably I can do that too. I'll try and at least get my guitar part down this week. That's my goal.
Cool.
In GarageBand, yeah. And then get that over to you. Maybe I'll try and get that to you by midweek.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then just keep working on the lyrics. I want to write, so I'm writing a song. It's about my life here, and I've got some cool lyrics, and I think that it could have like a reggae thing going on. I think it needs to, right?
Interesting.
Yeah, and because, I don't really, I like reggae and stuff, and there it is like a Sublime song. I think that would be awesome to cover. Anyway, but I don't know. I'll just read you a little bit of the lyrics and maybe you'll kind of get an idea of what I'm thinking. But I wrote it originally for that song.
Yeah. Which one is that? Is that the Trip song?
That is, it's the one I called "I'm Set."
Okay, yeah.
And so that one started out being like a really aspirational song. Like I'm thinking about my vision board, like all the shit in my life, that I like the way I want my life to roll out, right? And the house I want to live in, and the scene, like with me and Eric and our kiddos playing on the Strand,
Yeah.
and having like a Strand house, and just living this life, but like being on the other side where like I'm the rich bar person that's giving the bartender hell.
I've been practicing drums to a bunch of Sublime songs.
Have you been? That's cool.
Yeah.
I remember you got a bunch of their CDs stolen out of your car in Pedro, right?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, it was during an Allison Pool practice.
What? It happened during our practice?
Yeah, it was outside Coos. We left the door unlocked, and somebody snagged that whole like the spindle of CDs. Somebody stole that whole spindle.
No, I remember. And you had a lot of burns that were hard to get, maybe imports and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd bought this bundle of 16 Sublime bootlegs probably on eBay. I have no idea how much it was, but yeah, most of them were taken. I still have a couple.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Imagine somebody stealing a stack of burned CDs right now.
Yeah, what are you gonna
You'd
do?
be like, how fucked up on drugs are you? Why do you think there's any value to this?
Right. There's no way that you like what I like. Just put it back down.
Yeah. I'll try and maybe speak the lyrics a little bit over this riff and see if it makes any sense contextually as to where I was going with it. And then I'll get into the part that I'm struggling to figure out musically if it matches this chord progression or not, or what I want to do with it. I'm set. Finally made it. Living in my big house, watching the waves fly by. I can't even play it. What a pretty sight. My beauty by my side, and our kiddos playing outside. We got that Strand life, right? And then maybe it's like, beach cruising, speaker soothing, hit your vape, but don't you lose it. Park the bike, take a shot, leave a good tip because we love that spot. Hop on the bike, good boy by our side, barking like a fool because it's go fast time. Like that kind of thing, like a picture of what we're gonna fucking do tomorrow.